9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Amanda, how are you?
I'm good. We are back. We had a lovely Thanksgiving break here in the US. Ate a lot of turkey and pie. So,
Of course, of course. Well, yeah, the Thanksgiving is not really a thing here, but we have been bombarded for like Black Friday deals for like a month or so.
really, it's so
Yeah,
interesting that you get Black Friday there, even though it doesn't like fall after a holiday. But I guess it's a
yeah.
global
Whenever there's
phenomenon now.
whenever there's money to be made, people will pick it up, I guess.
That's very true. All right,
But
Don. So now that we're back, do you want to let everyone know what we're talking about today?
yeah, well, the last thing that we streamed was obviously with our great friend Carl, and that was right
Oh,
after the official release of .NET 8, and
right.
more interesting in this scenario, Blazor 8. And yeah, I mean, I had a couple of other things planned for the little project that we were doing, but I think it would be cool to see if we can transform it or at least upgrade it to Blazor 8. And maybe we
Okay.
can take a look if we can add some of those really cool features like Blazor auto render mode in combination with server side and client side stuff. But let's first see if we can get something running on .NET 8.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah. So for this, it is important that we actually go to our downloads section on the website, and let me show you how that works. And I learned a new trick, which I'm trying to use now. If I will go to the universal, in this case, if you go to the download section and you're logged in, you'll get all the products that you're entitled to. In this case, I can go to the universal and select a version. And so here I can now do the drop down. And if I would do that, I should use another feature here. There is a 23.2.2 beta version of our latest release. I have already
Oh,
installed this. Yeah, because this version is well, it was tested on the one of the release candidates of .NET 8, but it works with the official one as well. So this is what I've downloaded and installed. So yeah, that's something that you should do if you wanna check your stuff out with .NET 8. So let's zoom out again. Yeah. So this is what I've done, and yeah, now we can go back to Visual Studio, which I have already opened. And yeah, one of the last things that I did was create a Blazor WebAssembly application based on the Blazor server application that we already had. And one of the really cool things with Blazor 8 is that you can combine those two technologies now together. So we already did some preparations, but yeah, I think we should be able to use this auto render mode. And that auto render mode means that the page will be initially loaded, or the home page will initially be loaded on the server or rendered on the server. And in the background, the WebAssembly version is being downloaded. And as soon as it's in, it will switch over to the WebAssembly version, which is obviously nicer to have on the client. And I guess we can do that as well.
cool.
So yeah, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to upgrade a couple of things. So let me collapse all the projects that we have, and let's start with the top one. So in this case, it says it is .NET 7. So I mean, you can do it by other means as well, but I find it most convenient to do it through this way, upgrading the packages as well. So we're upgrading to .NET 8. Let me zoom in a bit again. And I'm going to change all those references and also the DevExpress one. So this is going to be 2.2 beta. And this is okay. And let's do it here as well. So we have the, let me copy that over, that's better. And the rich editor, the 8.0.0. So it's actually not that much. Though I do need to change the .NET version as well. Otherwise, yeah, the project will not build. Let me do it here as well. This is going to be 8. Well, everything which is 7 will be 8. And these are still round numbers because it was just released last week. Let me see, this seems okay. Well, let's take this one as well. And now,
hey Don, we got a question.
Yeah.
Is this project solution you are showing available on GitHub?
This is absolutely available on GitHub. Let me show you that one more time. If I would go, because we have done quite a bunch of episodes already. So if
I'll do it.
If I thought I signed in, but that was probably on Chrome. So if I would go to GitHub, for some reason it signed me out again. And then it will probably ask for my two-factor thingy, which I will need to...
Security.
GitHub Mobile. This is something I don't get. Sometimes it asks for the GitHub app to authorize, and other times it will ask for the authenticator. But I'll approve this. And we should be in. Oh my God. Why is this? Yeah. Oh, fine. Yeah. So here we have a DX Twitch official. And this holds pretty much the code that I have been talking about. So after we end this stream, I'll do a commit to a new branch. And that will hold all the changes. And if you would take a look at the branches here, as you can see, I have episode 01, 02. I've sliced it up in 2 sections, and 3, 4, and so on and so on. And there is a couple of other things in. But pretty much for every episode, there is a branch. So you can clone one of those branches and check out what I've done there. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
All right, so let's continue with the project upgrade. You can, of course, do it with the NuGet package manager as well, but that will sometimes complain about references that will bite each other whatsoever. So this will always work. And we're almost there. Did I change the .NET version as well? No, not yet. And now the last one. This is going to be 8.0.0. This one is the 2.2 beta, and then this can stay the same. 8.0.0. Rich editor is going to be 2.2 beta as well. And the last one is this. And I think that this one doesn't have any reference. We could actually throw this one out because it's not doing anything, but let's just leave it for now. And this should be on .NET 8 as well. All right, so let's see if everything is there. We probably might want to wait a sec for the packages to be resolved. You saw that one, that icon changing.
Mm-hmm.
Here probably as well. This is all up to date. And for this, let's do a clean solution to make sure every other stuff is gone. And let's see how this rolls. All right. This looks promising. Yeah, I think it says rebuild complete. So
Yes.
let's boot it up and see what's happening here. That should open up this page, I guess. Yeah, there it comes. And here we are.
Aha.
So now we are officially running on .NET 8 with the latest version of DevExpress.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and this is the, this is it. So now, yeah, we can take a look at, on how to, to use these new features. And yeah, the most easy way to do it is by create a new project to see what has been changed in the project template and in the solution, etc. So what I'll do, I'll organize the solution a bit. So we have, let's get rid of this one. It's just not necessary, and it will start complaining probably here. That was, if I'm not mistaken, it should be gone. Yeah. And this one, let's build, because there is something that will not work, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, that was the weather forecast. And that weather forecast is depending on something which I just, in the solution that I just removed, so other project. So let me just completely remove this one, because we're not really interested in the weather forecast, at least I'm not. Not sure about you, but then it will complain a bit more, because there is probably something in the imports file. Yeah, just as I expected. And that is going to be this one, I guess. And this one. And then there should probably be something in the program as well. No. This one maybe? There should be a service being configured as well, but let the compiler find the error for me. Okay, so that works. Yeah, I'm gonna create a couple of solution folders here, because it's getting a bit the way that I normally work with new versions and new technology, and to see what has been changed is by adding a new project to the solution, and then compare those items. So for that, I will add a new solution folder. And this is going to be our shared stuff. I will move this one in. So this is just to reorganize the project. I will move this one in there as well. And I will move that one in. And then I'll create another folder, which I'll call, let's call that NET 7. So that's the projects that we are currently working on.
The old one.
Yeah, the old ones, yeah. I mean, technically they build on .NET 8, but still, I mean, it's the old, yeah, project.
The first one.
Yeah. So here. So now I have reorganized it in a solution, so it's getting a bit smaller, and now I will just put it in the root is that new .NET 8 thing, because I have installed our DevExpress product as well. What is really cool is if I'm going to add a new project, and this is available from our beta version. If I go to the DevExpress Blazor app template gallery and I hit next, I'm going to call this the DX Chinook V8. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. And I'll go to this this template gallery. What we can now do is we have the same set of items here as with the previous version, but I can now go and select .NET 8. And this gives us one extra option, and that is obviously the cool option, the cool thing that has been released with .NET 8, and that is that we can pick an extra render mode, which is the Auto 1.
Right.
Remember, you were with it as well. So this is the stuff that we want.
Cool.
So I'm going to put it on Auto, and on a page or a control, you can always change it for like one page or one control, but now by default it's using the auto render mode. And yeah, if I hit create this project, it will ask a couple of things. Let's put this in because we had that as well. And instead of creating 3 projects or 1, it is now giving us 2. And this is exactly what has been discussed by Dan Roth and Steve Sanderson on the opening ceremony, basically on .NET Conf. So we now have this is typically the Blazor server solution, and this is the client solution, and that is somehow through some magic being merged into one thing, basically. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but if you take a look at what we've already done, because in the last episode, what I did, I removed a whole bunch of stuff out of this Blazor Chinook. There is no pages except for the host, but there is no pages here anymore because this Chinook application was already using everything in the Blazor client, the WebAssembly version. So if you take a good look, then you'll see that what I've done before .NET Conf is already something in the direction that we are working with now. So
did you know, Don?
Yeah.
Did you know it was coming?
Of course. I had a hunch. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it was not really secret or whatever, but they were working on that already, so it was, yeah.
Cool.
It was not really a secret. But anyway, yeah, so this is also, and what I do want to show is, because this is also quite nice, if I will set this as the starter project, sometimes there are so many options in this menu that I look at it for like seconds and I still can't find this option. Set a startup project. Because now we have to make a decision. I mean, we can take this project and put everything in, or we can convert the existing project. But I'll leave that up to you, because what you see here is our new project template, which is even cooler with our
Oh,
23.2.2. Yeah,
very nice.
this is sweet, eh? Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
just something that the guys with on the Blazor team, they did this as well. I mean, it looks extremely cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have these buttons here, and still, I mean, we can. It's responsive as well. It does not. Yeah, it does a different kind of menu. So this is our new 23.2 project template. So what do you say? Are we gonna put our stuff in here or migrate?
Yeah, the new one, I think.
Yeah,
Out
could be
with the
possible.
old, in with the new.
I mean, I've got the old one here as well. In
Ah.
case, yeah. What do you say? I can put it
I
next to each
say
other as well.
new version, new you.
All right, all right. So yeah, but a little sidetrack. We'll deal with it because it's yeah, we can use the new one or the old one. It does not really matter, but it's interesting to check what is going on here. So everything which is here, let me zoom it in a bit. So everything that is happening in this project is rendering on the server. And everything that is rendering, which is in this project, will essentially be rendered on the client. So, and that is something which, yeah, which is a bit, is slightly different. So if we take a look at the components, what we see here is basically this, the layout, and the main layout of our page. And if you check the other one, the older one,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is Blazor server or whatever, we have this layout file and then with a whole bunch of pages. And if we have the WebAssembly one that is hosted inside this application, we even have a HTML file that is hosting the WebAssembly one. But that has all changed. So now we have the main layout and we have the nav menu. And this is typically server-side rendered. Because it loads quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And also the assets like images and CSS files, they are all inside here. Well, if we take a look at this one, only the counter page in this solution is being executed through, can be executed through WebAssembly because this is in that client thing. So it gets interesting when you want to bind to data or whatever, then you have to, yeah, if you want that to happen on the client, then you need to have something like a web API or something to communicate with. While if this would render in the server project, yeah, like the weather, for instance, then yeah, you need you don't need to use the web API, but you can use direct access to the data. But fortunately, we are able to use both because we transformed the application already in a web API version versus Blazor server, so we should be fine.
Okay.
So yeah, the most easy way is probably to, oh yeah, and then there is something else which is interesting to point out here. So if I would go to the program file that will configure all kinds of stuff, there are a couple of interesting things here. And this is obviously for the auto render mode.
Hey, Don, sorry, we had a question
Yeah.
pop up.
Yeah, of course.
Does this not work with VS 2022 preview? They say, because I just used the wizard and this is what was generated. I can't see, I don't know if there was an image that they were going to
Uh,
post, but do you know, does it work with, or does it not work with?
I am not. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure because I mean the thing is that we have been testing this release with the release candidate of .NET 8, and at the moment, yeah, with .NET Conf, where they officially released .NET 8 and Blazor 8 and everything, there were a couple of things that we were not entirely sure about because that was new for us as well. So we had to do a couple of small fixes to get that sorted out. So, but yeah, again, this is still also for us, it's still a beta version. Huh? So we're still, yeah, testing and seeing. I'm running this on an official Visual Studio environment. So no preview, but the official one with .NET 8. So the latest updates on the Visual Studio side of things, which includes .NET 8 and everything. So I wouldn't know for sure on the preview versions of Visual Studio.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know. Um, yeah. So anyway, one of the things that's completely new is the thing that I pointed out in red. So we now have that builder.services that add Razor components, but also the add interactive server components and the add interactive WebAssembly components. And a bit further down the road, you see that we are also using those. And there are a couple of other things which has been slightly changed in the program file, so to configure the whole application basically. But these two ingredients basically are making it happen that you can combine server side with client side rendering and so on. And another thing, what you see here with the, oh, wait a sec. Another thing, what you see here is also the add additional assemblies. That's also something which is necessary for this auto render mode. So, and I think the most easy way to start anyway is to put all of our pages inside this server version, and then if we have time left, we could actually see if we can move over something to the client side as well. So to start, I first will add some references to our existing projects. And in this case, it will be this one. I wonder, Amanda, if our theme toggler will work as well. I haven't checked it.
My favorite feature.
Yeah. So I'm going to add the data related stuff. I'm going to add the UI library as well. And in that case, I can copy over a couple of things from the imports file here. Let me see from this one. So we will have this. Oh, and I need to add the fluent validation, etc. I'm going to put these here. And I need to include the two packages as well. So let me get this one. Put it in here. And the other one is okay. That looks good. Now we need to copy over a couple of things from here. So we'll need this one, the model validators, data services, that stuff. We can just put it in the new application. Right here. And this one. Should be from here, I guess. Why isn't it not found? And this one is also not found.
What's happening?
Yeah, it cannot find a couple of things, and that has to do with the fact that we will probably just need to copy over this block and put that in the new one. Like this. Oh no, it can't find the weather forecast. Well, that's all. Oh, and that one, we put that somewhere as well. Where was that? The DevExpress server loader. Oh, I put that here. And let's change this. What namespace should that be? Let's make that the same. And now we should be able to find everything. Yeah, okay. Let's see if it's still missing something. Yeah, it's still complaining.
I love that term. You guys, it's complaining.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
nagging us again that something's incorrect.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it is because I copied over a couple of things and namespaces changed, and I need to obviously get that sorted out. But this looks quite okay. So I would say that it should not bother me with it anymore. Oh yes, it says it has succeeded. So let's see what happens if we pick up one of those pages and put it in this new application. So here is the page. Let's do the customers one. Copy. Paste. And I should put again a link in. And since I'm not interested in the weather anymore, I'm gonna do this customers. Oh, let's zoom in a bit so we can all see it. Like this.
So do you still need that weather icon then, or is that?
No, we should actually change that. Yeah, we can change that to. I think that we have a cheat sheet of those icons, but I'll change that later.
Okay.
Because they are included here. So if we check out the this particular folder, we have this iconic font folder, which is shipped with our application, and that contains all the icons.
Oh,
But
convenient.
it's a bit tricky to find the font that you want. So you should actually go to the Open Ionic web page and search for an icon that is in there. We could check it out a bit later if this works. I changed that to customers, and let's see. Yeah, that was also customers, and there might be something. Yeah. Before we run, there is something new that we need to adjust as well. And for this, I'll zoom in again to the weather page that we had in the new project template. Because what you see here, we have a new feature, which is the render mode. And in this case, it is specified as being interactive, and it should render on the server. And if we would not specify this, the grid would not be able to do anything, because it would not be interactive. So if you would click on one of the columns, or you would click on the edit button or whatever, it would not work, because we haven't specified this. So this is something which is important to take with us, and I think that we could actually use the stream rendering feature as well. But let's start simple and first do the interactive server render mode. So we have to put that here. And now, did I have ever? There is one last thing that I need to set, and that is the connection string, obviously. So that we can copy that from here. All right, well, let's see. It was on this one. So as you can see, Amanda, we have our new project template with a cool gradient side menu, and we have our customers as well. And we have our data as well on .NET 8.
Nice.
But you did saw that it was more or less, it was waiting a bit for loading. Let's see if everything works. So yeah, this all works. Paging works. All this good stuff works. And now I can also show you what happens if we get rid of that feature, that render mode. If I would remove this, we can see what's going on. This is what it is. Yeah, because it's not interactive anymore, and obviously most of our controls are interactive in some sort of way. So you should always be aware of when this is happening. I mean, there is nothing telling you. If I would switch over to the web development tools, then you would actually not see any errors, because this is just where it stops for the grid. And this is why we need to put in that new render mode. So let's put that back in. And one of the other things that is interesting to show is that stream rendering. And that is another cool feature, because that means that when the page is loading a lot of data, it will do that stream-wise. So it means that it will display the page as soon as something is displayed, and then stuff is being loaded in the background, which will give you a better user experience. So I'm not sure if you can see that in this particular video stream, but let's put it in and run the app again. Quickly switch over here. You saw that it shows up immediately. Maybe it was a bit difficult to show, but let's click this, and it's fast.
Yeah.
And if I would disable this stream rendering, and I go here, and I do it again, you see there is a slight delay. Did you saw it? Yeah,
it's hard. It is
difficult
hard
to
to see.
Yeah.
We have a couple questions that popped up. This one is actually pertains to what you're doing. It says, so that means we must always have stream render for all the grids.
I guess in most scenarios, yeah, because our grid is able to use the stream rendering feature. Yeah. And yeah, the render mode is actually more important as the stream rendering, because yeah, the render mode is well, you saw it. When I remove the render mode completely, you cannot interact with it anymore, with the control. So it's not worth a lot in that scenario.
And Don, we had another question.
Yeah.
Same person who was asking about the VS 2022 preview. They said they just tried it with the regular release, and they're having the same issue with the wizard, where it is creating an empty folder and a solution file. It only creates an empty folder and a solution file. Can you?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, that's difficult from here to say. I mean, you could get in touch with our support. That would actually be the best way, because they will ask a bit more details about your setup and your config. And I mean, it is a beta. I mean, at least our product is still a beta version, so it means that there might be some undocumented features in that we need to resolve. So yeah, please touch base with our support desk, and they'll see what's going on there.
Okay, thanks, Don.
So I think I wanna test one thing which I haven't tested up front. So this is gonna be fun, because now I want to have this grid in the client project. Shall we try that and see what happens?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I will, let me think, I will copy the page and I will paste it in the pages section here. But I will give it a different page name. I will name it client, customers client. But now we need to probably do a couple of other things, and this will probably not work. We could try, but I guess this will fail. So yeah, because this needs to have some sort of some services registered, but we can actually copy that over. Let's do that. Let's first add something to the menu. And this was customers client on client. And let's see what happens. Maybe it works, but I don't think so. Okay, yeah, this is, we need to register the same stuff on the client side. So what I need to do now is I need to go to our WebAssembly version that I already created a couple of episodes back. I need to get the DevExtreme data. I need these ones, all of them. I should have put this in a separate assembly, but I'm going to create a folder here, which I will call data. Paste it in here. And what we need to do is we need to get this stuff. So typically we need to add the DevExtreme loader and the client data services and the model validators. Yeah, let's put that in first. I need to go to the program one. This, it can find here. Oh yeah, and I need to add the references as well. So let's go here. Copy these ones. Oh, and now we again need to copy the usings, the same stuff that we did before. So let's get this. This is kind of weird. I cannot find a couple of things which I thought I added. Project reference. Oh, apparently I didn't. Oh, I probably screwed something up in the solution. Let's check again. And it can still not find a couple of things, which is kind of weird. Oh, the imports is obviously also something we need to switch over. So
Surly Dev says, I think you missed a closing item group tag there. You deleted the block.
You're absolutely right. And I just, it added a couple of things, so I removed that already. But it is now complaining about a couple of imports that it cannot find, but that should also be solved by now. Okay. Now there is one thing that we do need to do probably, and that is we need to boot up our web API backend as well. So here, this is our server-side rendered data grid. And this one will, and we can see this by, if we go to view page source, then you will see, so this is not the web development tools, but this is the source that is actually rendered. What you'll see is that there is a whole bunch of code. Let me zoom it in a bit. There is a whole bunch of HTML rendered from the data grid already. And this is one of the important things which is new with Blazor 8. But now it will probably raise an error. This is most interesting because it does load my application. I think for this we do need to check out what's going on here. So let's reload. Well, and since this is auto-rendered, or we use the auto-render mode, apparently Blazor is seeing that it will need to bind that data to the data grid somehow, because I did register web API services, but I didn't boot up the web API backend, and it is still able to provide data, which is quite interesting.
Very interesting.
The only reason this can happen is that this has been rendered on the server. But yeah, as you can see, the grid runs in the client mode as well as the server mode. So yeah, I guess this is pretty much what I wanted to show. I guess that well, as you can see, we are already on .NET 8 with DevExpress, and the controls already are able to use the new features, specifically the render mode features, and we have this total cool project template.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm typing in the chat, so I'm.
Yeah, I'm still. This is still weird because this was not what I was expecting, and we might be able to make that page fail by changing the render mode.
Okay.
This render mode. Why is this not completing? Let me have a quick check on that render mode property. What can it be? I'm pretty sure that if I change, oh, this is too bad. I'm quite sure if I change that render mode to something else, and then it should fail loading. It is only too sad that I can't, that this doesn't complete. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Interactive WebAssembly. So I've now changed the render mode on the client side page, and for this it should use the web API if I get it. So let's see if that second page still runs.
Let's see.
Let's first go to the home. Make sure that It is running. Here it is. Counter. This one should work. Or did I change the wrong one? No, I didn't change the wrong one, did I?
Me like that clock sound, like,
Yeah.
oh,
I,
no.
Yeah, I did something, but it was probably the wrong page that I killed off. And it has a little thing here, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Pending add. Huh. And this one is on interactive server, and the other one is on interactive was on WebAssembly. But, huh. Let's run it one more time, and then it is more than enough on this new stuff. Okay, so
Let's see. Okay.
the counter, that's all fine. And this one should
This
work.
one.
But this is something I don't get. Huh. And this one is also not as expected. But
what are you expecting
see,
on this? Customers on client.
I was actually expecting the other this behavior the other way around. So I was actually expecting the customer page, because this is rendered on the server.
Right.
So this shouldn't be any issue. It can connect to the database, whatever. But I was expecting this behavior on the customers on client, because I didn't start up the web API to provide the data to the client. So I would expect that other
Right. Reversed.
So, yeah. So there is something I did not do okay. Probably I changed the URLs or whatever. But this should just work, because this is rendered on the server, and then the other one, which runs on the client, should not be accessible now. If I would run the web API, it would probably, then I should take over the whole web API infrastructure as well from the other application here. Then it should work. But I have probably done something the other way around in the navigation menu or whatsoever, I don't know. Because, well, the behavior is just as the reverse order as I expected it, but I guess the most important thing here is that our controls are already working with these new features on .NET 8.
.NET 8. That's what the takeaway is.
Yeah.
You guys, it does work with .NET 8.
Yes, as you can see.
Yes, as you can see.
So, yeah, I think that we have...
Well, maybe you can figure that out, Don, and on Thursday you could share your
Thursday. Yeah.
solution, or what went awry there.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Cool.
Yes. Surly says, just say, Don, well, it works on my machine.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course it works on my machine. It's just too unfortunate that it is the machine that I'm not sharing, but okay. Yeah, let's, yeah, we can talk. Oh yeah, I've got a sound for that.
I know, we just never use it. Oh no,
Yeah,
it's not that.
Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, it's the applause. No, I mean, I should use this one.
Oh yeah. Sad trombone.
All right. Well, we can talk about this more on Thursday.
Yeah,
Totally fine
let's do
with
it
me.
Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
we'll figure out what went wrong there, and then we'll move on to bigger and better.
Absolutely.
All right.
And maybe, just maybe, we have the official release.
Maybe.
I'm not
Oh,
sure, but we are close. So,
okay. Way to keep it vague.
absolutely.
We're
It's on the
close.
need to know
Very
base.
close. All right. I think we're going to try to raid Mark Miller's Code Rushed page, but we've
Oh,
never
yeah,
raided
do that.
anybody, so.
Yeah, please do it. Yeah. Wait,
And I have
please.
no guarantees, folks.
I'm going to hold my desk just in case.
Brace
Now
yourself,
sit
Todd.
tight.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, let's see. Does it do something? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, party of
Oh, yeah.
3.
There they are.
Let's get the one.